Alright everyone, is this the first real film of 2015 to get excited about? At least that's what I was hoping for with this brand new movie, Kingsman: The Secret Service. And this film was actually supposed to come out last fall. It got pushed to February. It made me quite worried about that, but I still had faith in it because I love this director, Matthew Vaughn. At first he was a producer, he worked with films with Guy Ritchie, he made some really great films with him, and then he went on to make his own movies, and I think he's kind of surpassed the man with some of the great films that he's made, including Kick-Ass, Stardust, and X-Men First Class. Now with this brand new film, Kingsman, we've got Colin Firth, Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Caine, and Mark Strong, and we get to know all of these actors and their characters through the main star, who's played by a guy named Taron Egerton, a guy that I've never heard before until tonight. And we get to see his journey as he finds about these Kingsmen, how he's tied to all these Kingsmen, and hopefully he can become, fingers crossed, become a Kingsman. Again, yes, I was extremely happy and excited to finally see this movie. We've had some decent films this year. There's been one movie that I really loved, a kid's film, Paddington, that I think is one of the best films of 2015, but it's been kind of weird, and of course, it's understandable. We've had January, and we're getting to February, but hopefully, this is the first real film to get excited about. Now, I will say, for the first 5-10 minutes of this movie, I was a little worried. I had a little hesitation because some things didn't gel with me. I didn't really like some of the setup that was happening. It wasn't awful. It wasn't awful. It just, some of the timing and some of the mood and tone to the film in the beginning was just a little off. But it wasn't until this one scene that happens between Colin Firth and the main character, where they're in this pub and they're being confronted by some of the bullies in his town that he's dealing with in the past. And there's this elaborate, exciting, fun action sequence. You've never seen Colin Firth like this before, ever. And you can see everything. That's what's so great about the action in this movie. There's a lot of amazing action, and I'll try and get into some of my favorite parts in this review. But that scene, that was the point of the movie where I was like, all right, I'm invested, I'm interested, let's enjoy this ride. And then we get to meet Samuel L. Jackson and his entourage, and he's so interesting, fascinating. I was a little worried about him too, because the way he talked in the trailer was just like, I don't know about this. It sounds kind of weird, but it actually works for his character. I do want to point out that the film is actually rated R, and I think you might know that before actually seeing it, and that's one thing I do appreciate too, and hopefully I'll get into that later in my review. But I really like the villain. Samuel L. Jackson is a great villain in this movie, and I like his whole idea of how he's going to change the world. It's a really cool concept, and this film is aware, because this film is aware of the genre it's in, because this is kind of a Kick-Ass meets James Bond, meets X-Men First Class, meets proper English, and meets action. I mean, Kick-Ass was an action movie. But anyways, it's just that you have that Kick-Ass kind of feel as you're watching this, but it's done in a different way, and I don't know if these are the makers of Kick-Ass. I know this is not an original idea. It's original to me, because I've never heard about it before until now. But it just felt original. It felt fresh and new. And some of my favorite scenes, I'm not going to go in detail and say where they're at, but there's a lot of amazing action sequences. There's a lot of great setup as we get to know all these younger characters who are trying to become Kingsmen. Not just the main character, there's actually some women trying to become Kingsmen. And so that's where that movie felt like X-Men First Class for me, as they're on their journey to try and, become these Secret Servicemen and women. And then there is this incredible sequence in this movie with Colin Firth and the congregation of this church. It might have been my favorite moment of the entire film. I was getting emotional with cheer and joy, and after it happened, it was all over. I did this. I was just like, bravo. That was awesome. That was incredible. This movie is very funny. It's self-aware at the same time it takes itself a little seriously, which I appreciated, and then at times it knows what it is, and it makes fun of the genre and the tropes that have happened in the past, including with the Bond movies and stuff like that. I really hope this movie becomes a franchise. I would like to see more films like this, especially if Matthew Vaughn is around. I hope he doesn't step away like he did with Kick-Ass 2, even though I loved Kick-Ass 2. I was sad that he stepped away from that, but maybe it was a good thing, because then he was working on Kingsman. I would like to see more movies like this, or I would like to see sequels to this film with the same characters and the same personality. Mark Strong is great in the film. Michael Caine, Colin Firth, everybody's great. There's this woman, I don't know what her name is, but she's kind of working on the side of Samuel Jackson's character, and she's got no legs, and she uses her legs for weapons, and she does amazing things with that, and she was great in the film as well. This is just a very enjoyable R-rated film, and that's what I really appreciate, that it was R-rated, that it could push the limits and be a little violent. It's more than a little violent, and it could have bad language, not pervasive, not excessive, but just there to be there and be in the moment. There's just a lot of amazing moments that happen in this film where I just wanted to get up and cheer and thank the movie gods above, because we don't get to see stuff like that happens in that way very often. And when it's outrageous violence like that, you know, in real life, not a fan, of course, but when you see it on the big screen, it's had such amazing setup to get you to care about the characters, to care about what's going on the screen. So when S hits the fan, you are in your seat, you put your popcorn down just for a few minutes, you drink, and you're invested and you care about what's happening on screen. There's some great sequences. Also, that sky jumping sequence, that was pretty amazing. What else? Samuel Jackson, there's some funny product placement in the movie. I don't want to say where it's at, involving Samuel Jackson and Colin Firth. Some of the best product placement I've ever seen, especially from a company that I don't really like. That was awesome, and I thought that was very funny. Again, the movie has personality running through its veins, and it knows what it is, it has fun with it, and it's exciting from beginning to end. And I could have watched another hour of it. If it was a 3-hour epic, I could have been there, but I'm glad it was tightly woven in about 2 hours, and I had the time of my life watching it. And even when it ended, and I will say, stay around during the credits. You know, there's not something at the end, but there's something that happens after the initial credits. So don't just, once it says directed by Matthew Vaughn, don't just get up and leave. Stick around, you're going to see an extra scene, and then you can leave if you want to leave after that. But overall, I love this film. I think it is the best film I've seen in 2015 so far. I know there's only been a few movies that I can say that, but of course it's February. The year just got started, but it's nice that this for me is the first official film of 2015 that I really can say has started the year of 2015. I love this film. It's a great action movie. It got a great story, great characters, a great villain, great heroes. There's moments of shock and awe, and I just appreciated the whole damn thing. It was so much fun, and I can't recommend this movie enough. Again, it is R-rated. Keep the little ones at home unless you don't mind them seeing a bunch of action and some language. But overall, I highly recommend this film. This is just a lot of fun. It's fresh, it's new, and it is refreshing to see something like this in the screen, especially after what we got last year with that original idea. Now I know this is not an original idea. I know it's based on something, but for me, it's pretty damn original. And something that I didn't expect at all, and I absolutely love the film. And for that, I am going to give Kingsman: The Secret Service, I am going to give the film 4 stars out of 4. One of the best films of 2015. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook, and please go to WeLoveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Love Film. Also go to Long Beach Acting and Film Association right here on Facebook and Twitter. Please also go to MoviePile.com, and if you enjoyed this video review, please click right here, subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment box below, are you excited about this movie? Have you seen this film? What did you think? Put down your comments. Did you like it? Did you not? Whatever you felt, I want to know. And in the meantime, have a great day, a wonderful night, and a wonderful life, and I'll talk to you in my next movie review. Bye, everyone. Peace be with you, my friends.